Shameless Palworld imitator Pickmos, removed from Steam after publisher officially intervenes in development. We'll be supervising the Pickmos team. Apparently changing a letter in the title wasn't enough to cool things down. It was pickmon before. And if you thought Palworld was bad and they were just ripping off Pokemon, let me tell you, you haven't seen anything yet. It's way worse than you think. Just a couple of days after Palworld imitator Pickmon changed its channel to pickmos to better align with our brand identity. I guess we're collecting moss now. Delicious. The whole thing has been removed from Steam. Sounds like developer Pocket Game. They're not copying Pocket Pair at all, are they? May have had its roots slightly slapped in the process. Ironically, the apparent rebuke comes from Network Go, the publisher of Pickmos. Quick message on X, formerly Twitter, rather only appears to suggest that his whole mess is Pocket Game's fault. You think? Let's say, hey, is that Ditto? Could be. It could be. Hello players, this is the publisher, Network Go. We heard your feedback regarding the removal of our Steam store page and want to clear things up. Network Go has officially intervened in the development of Pocket Game. We'll be supervising the Pickmos team from a player's perspective to ensure the game keeps getting better. Thank you for your support. Maybe they're just dancing around the actual issues. I think that's understandable. You don't want to be like, yeah, you know what, we were plagiarizing a bunch of stuff. Maybe that's bad. Yeah, no, you don't want to be liable. Not legally liable for sure. Confusingly, a message that appeared to come from Pocket Game, the developer of Pickmos, was posted in the same X account just prior to the Network Go intervention announcement. Also indicating that Network Go has assumed creative control. We're revising the game to ensure controversy-free experience. You'll be re-released once our publisher gives the final approval. Pickmos has indeed been controversial. PC Gamer's Lincoln Carpenter described it as shameless imitation of Pokemon. Think that Palworld, literally the target of Nintendo lawsuit, feels like a paragon of creative integrity by comparison. I mean, sure, we can all agree that Palworld is heavily inspired by Pokemon, but I don't think it's actual plagiarism. They have actual original designs, okay? Not quite so sure with Pickmos here. We'll go through the trailer. Don't worry about that. Pickmos hasn't found the serial number of Pokemon. He just crossed it out with crayon. Link wrote. And it didn't stop there. In trailers and screenshots, Pickmos also copying handbooks from The Legend of Zelda, Overwatch, and even Palworld itself. I would say it's mostly a Palworld copy. But the founders share the assessment, and last week the dev team took steps to address the problem by, as mentioned, changing a single letter of the game's title. Surely they're not monsters, they're monsters? Maybe? I'm not quite sure. Although it said the creatures in the game will still collectively be known as Pickmon, because sure, why not? Yeah, just drawing and see whatever sticks. It's so bad. The reaction to the change was about what you'd expect, astonishment and disbelief at what Lincoln called beautifully the Olympian ballsiness of its visual knockoffery. And the reaction to the reaction actually had me wondering if the whole thing was a bit. Supposed allegations that Pickmon stole work from a fan artist, the studio asked Mr. Fakemon, Pickmon being the name of a subreddit dedicated to fake Pokemon created by fans. It's just the colloquial term for fake Pokemon, just the subreddit, mind you. To provide proof of the trademark rights for the designs in question. You don't want to bring legality to this question, I don't think. Seems very bold. Get in the game and never exist again. You have stolen many artists' designs. Could you please ask Mr. Fakemon to provide proof that the trademark rights for the design in question? All designs are handled by a professional team that manages all trademark filings. I can tell you that's a massive lie. Just looking at the trailer. It's coming soon, I promise. Our team has searched the USPTO, United States Patent and Trademark Office, database and found a record of Mr. Fakemon's company holding trademarks for the creatures shown in your images. If there are any legitimate concerns, our legal counsel will coordinate with our art director to make the necessary adjustments. I'm not an expert with some sort of legal deals, but I have to ask. If you make a design, even if you don't trademark it, don't you hold the rights to it because it's your own creation? I think so, at least. To some extent, you should hold some rights to your own designs. It's just a language barrier. Maybe the poor guy manning the pickmon socials has somehow never heard of Pokemon or Overwatch. Or Zelda, for that matter. But even if that's true, this one is very funny to me. For the pastor, I gave a long-suffering PC gamer and editorial director, Tim Clark. He told me I had screwed something up in a massive and very public way. You think we're stupid? Everyone knows you're making nothing more than blatant plagiarized slop with no creativity or identity to stand out. I thought Palworld was bad. You made me change my mind after not only plagiarizing Pokemon, but also Pickmon, Zelda, Overwatch, etc. So we can see the images. That's Lockix, an actual Pokemon. That's Bike Lockix from the trailer. We'll see the trailer, don't mind. That's what's this guy name? I'm not quite sure. I never played Overwatch. It's the fat hook guy. Jaguar is the thing guy, right? I'm not quite sure about the names, I'm sorry. Literally the same, it's just charred. Literally the same. I will discuss this with our art director immediately. Art director. Sure. Part of me thinks the spokesperson are taking over announcement simple misdirection. Different the situation by claiming that a group of unsupervised ne'er-do-wells was get in trouble. But now the adults are in the room and everything's going to be fine. But those earlier exposed make me wonder if maybe this really was just a group of unsupervised ne'er-do-wells got in trouble. And the adults have finally decided that they don't need the legal headaches this thing is so clearly inviting. Whatever the underlying cause, you can see evidence of the existence of pickmos on Steam TV, but otherwise it's gone. Whether it ever actually comes back, we'll wait and see. Fans part is they even stole the name of the gamer studio that made Palworld. Pocket Pair vs Pocket Games. I don't think I can play that in my pocket collar. I feel like as a company, you probably shouldn't be saying, actually, didn't copyright any of their stuff, so my theft is totally legal. Seems like bad publicity to me, but what do I know? It's also not at all how copyright works, lol. That makes sense. That's what I mentioned before. And damn it, I had to chill my Overwatch in Pickmon games that I'm developing. Hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. And if you think this is not a blatant ripoff, dude, I have a wall to sell you. I think it's supposed to be a bridge. I don't know when you said wall. I guess we're selling walls now, don't mind me. Even some of these jingles are reminiscent of Palworld. So obvious. So blatantly obvious. And we have towers. Very similar looking to those of Palworld. Hey, is that Pikachu? Hey, is that Link? Hey, is that Rayquaza mixed with Giratina? And maybe... It's Pickmon! My goodness! Which one are we gonna pick? No idea. It's just gliding. But the animation seems a little bit too stiff to me. Okay. As of right now, nothing seems extremely wrong. Some designs here and there. I mean, the big eyes. Maybe some shapes on heads. Sure. Okay, alright. This is kind of like a big shovel. Maybe, sure, potentially. This could be a water type fort here on the side. Potentially, sure. The cave. Well, isn't there a pretty similar looking scorpion in Palworld? I mean, they're scorpions. They look kind of similar anyway. Sure. That's Shroomer. That's kind of Shroomer, or... No, it's even worse. It's Breloom with Shroomer's colors. Oh, that sounds a bit strange. Okay, you have bases. I mean, base making was not invented by Palworld. Sure, I will give you that. Birds looking like this. Also somewhat common. Sure, whatever. That's Shrillex meets Mega Swampert. Right there. Gigantic and eating the trees. Delicious. That's a big fire llama. Doesn't Palworld have a big fire llama too? It's not as brown, but still. Is this Link? He looks more like a twig here even. That's crazy. It's about to get worse. Wow, are we sure this is not Pikachu? Hold up. It's more fluffy. The cheeks are not circles. But that's still a Pikachu. That's a red Griswold, you will say that. Okay, what do we have here? Slaves with the same contraptions. We have pangolins here on the side. We have more grass monkeys. Sure, don't look that similar, maybe. Maybe. That's a big deer. There's a bunch of deers too. Somewhat similar looking in Palworld. And one of those guys for an obvious reason. Okay, you're crafting a staff. That's the moo cow from Palworld. That's Anubis. It's a strange mix between Anubis and Lucario, the new Mega Lucario. Kind of funny to me. That's, well, it's Pangolin. That's Scalpsy, but big. That's a mix between Ditsy and some of the grass ladies. They have names, but... That's Mosanda, but brown. Literally. Using Count is kinda cool. Not the first game that does it, but yeah, it's kinda cool. Even the outfits for the Link lookalike. It's just like Link from Breath of the Wild. That's crazy. And it's that thing again. Requested Giratina. It's Firebird, sure. That thing, that fire thing on the back. Don't think it's ripping off anything too heavily. Can't think of it. Could be Fire or Relaxaurus, perhaps. That's Bastigor. And that's the Frostmoth is a Pokemon, right? There's also a Frostmoth lady in Palworld that pretty much looks like this. Nice. Great. That's the Mammoth from Palworld. Quite literally the same. And yeah, you have the Heavy Machine Gun, just like Griswold. That's one of the legendary horses. Necromos and Palladius, I think? I'm not great with Palworld names, I have to admit. I do like the game, but not enough, I suppose. Two swords. That's pretty much Relaxaurus's guns. That's the bank that becomes Lockix. The Kiro Slide, whatever. Wow, it exploded. It's the guy from Overwatch. It's right here. Right there. They're also enslaving the creatures. That was pretty much Aurora's, right? Hold up. We need to go further back. Yeah, it's a mix between Aurora's and what's a similar looking pal, but I guess just Aurora's in general. That's Metallic Castigon? Kinda looks like Carcham too, I suppose. Wow, the moon! That's Quiver Mewtwo. Funny enough. They're just jumping. I guess this is also Fortnite. So good! Delicious. And you summon a more Digimon looking Jet Dragon. Pickmon. Coming soon! I don't think so. Coming never. So despite what you might think about Palworld, I think this is way too shameless. It's way too on the nose. And if it doesn't release, it's probably for the best, including them. And if you thought the Palworld Lost was bad, oh, these guys are gonna get eviscerated. Absolutely. But, hey, they get what they deserve. They get what they deserve at the end of the day. If they go forward with something that's so obviously a plagiarism, but hey, if Chinese bullets can do it, maybe these guys can do it too. This Katakanas, I don't know. I actually don't know where the company is from. Oh, why am I not surprised? Pocket Game, Pickmon developer of the 2026 game Pickmon, is described as a Chinese studio. Well, I guess that makes sense. Not surprising. Chinese bootleg once, Chinese bootleg forever. Well, I also do not believe them then when they talk about the USPTO then. If this is actually China, they wouldn't care about patents, copyright, or anything really, because it's just China, that's how they work. Well, rip in peace, you will not be missed.